saying that child-free and unmarried are the happiest women, but who's the face of that? It's white women. And when they that right there, I'm like, no, something else is going on here. This isn't just we're gonna get these black folks. This isn't just that we're gonna break up the family. They've succeeded with breaking up the black family, but now they're going after white families. What's really going on here? That let me know it's the devil. See, the trick was, the people, the Zionists, they tricked and used Europeans to put above us, right? They tricked them, they used them. And now that everything is winding down, and the things that now only affected us is now touching them. And they are the same people, but they're not the same people.
I just want to say that I think that this black woman is misinformed. I think that she is not actually paying attention to what is happening in the black community and what has been happening in the black community. There has never been a black family or black love or any of these stereotypical, indoctrinatedly taught fantasies of black families and black life. Black males have always been very suppressive, hateful, and extremely abusive when it came to black women. This is just a fact. As a matter of fact, this didn't just start recently. This actually started, I would say, since Reaganomics. And that's when this country literally became a place where it was actually the haves and the have-nots. Because before Reaganomics, people actually could start a family business or a business just by coming up with an entrepreneurial spirit idea and going for it. And there were several programs to make that work. And it wasn't until he got in office where he felt the same way the majority of these racist white males do, and women, where when they see people of color and black people making a certain amount of progression, they get very upset. And then they have to do everything within their power, which is to pass laws to stop your progress, which is what Reaganomics did. They changed the education laws where you are not able to have access to things that will actually give you the information you need to get over some of those obstacles and stumbling blocks they put in your way consistently to keep you stuck. And the last thing I think that she is not understanding, starting from, in my opinion, Reaganomics all the way up, is all of the laws that were put in place to either restrict black people and other poor people from home ownership, being able to go beyond a livable wage, but to have an equivalent wage to whites and what they were making, so that the income divide and the digital divide would not be as huge as it is currently, right? The other thing would be also that access to capital was denied to black people and some other poor people, mostly immigrants who are undocumented. Then there is the lack of health care, child care, and everything else that comes with personal upkeep, right? Then when a lot of people got hip to all of those restrictions and they actually started living in households with extended family, where you would have the grandparents, the parents or parent, the children, cousins, aunts, uncles, etc., so that people would pool their money together, save up and buy a home, or save up and start that business that they couldn't get the funding from the government from. Then all of a sudden, once many blacks and many Hispanics and other people of color who actually are immigrants and undocumented and all that were able to do these things. Next thing you know, we have the outbreak of COVID. We have the shutting down of our society for 2 years. And now we're going through the slow crawl to the rebuild, right? However, during that COVID, what came out of that was two major things that affected black people and the so-called black family, which never has existed. And our progress, along with other people, is that a lot of those businesses that were owned by blacks, women, people of color, the so-called minority, because we're not a minority, we are a majority. And for us to believe that we're 13%, when there were so many of us, and there still are, that they had to actually write that we were 3/5 a person into the Constitution because they didn't want to actually count the actual number of us, which would make us the majority legally in this country, should let you know that you should never believe anything they tell you, and that everything they say is all lies geared to benefit themselves. But however, many black and small businesses were lost due to COVID, and the transference of poor people's version of generational wealth was also lost, because many of our elders were killed, I believe intentionally, in a lot of those hospitals and nursing homes, especially the elders who owned land and who owned houses and who owned property, that were not able to transfer deeds, titles, and whatever else it was that they had in their possession over to their eldest child, youngest sibling, whoever they decided to give it to. People were not allowed to get their affairs in order before they transcended. That's all of what has come out of this. So when this lady is making this video and she's talking about the breakdown of this so-called men and women, it's not really a breakdown. It's actually a pushback against patriarchy and women doing something that has never been done in the beginning of time, that since the beginning of time that we are aware of, where women are rejecting the traditional gender roles of being a servant to a man and believing that our only purpose in this world, which is to be seen as something unhuman and something that is only supposed to be in servitude to a man that we push into this world, like we are equivalent to a pet or a thing that someone can possess. And don't forget, they used to really call us property, right? Even, I'm not talking about just enslaved people, I'm talking about women, period. We were always deemed property in this man's patriarchal world, right? So now that women are actually being free, when I say free, I mean they no longer are bound by law to be able to be cared for by being so-called safe in a marriage, because we have the right to work for ourselves and we have the right to make our own money, go to school, etc. But in doing that, these males who believe and need this patriarchy to control women to feel like they're somebody, they're getting upset because the powerless are becoming empowered, and that frightens them. Because when you have been a tyrant all this time, denying people rights, treating people like shit, and just not giving a fuck how they survive, once you feel like your time is running out or your end is coming near, you get desperate as fuck. And this is what we're looking at. Because the other thing that she didn't mention, which is the most important part of this so-called gender divide or breakdown between black women and males, is that COVID exposed the very detrimental black women hate that this entire world holds towards black women And here in America, especially the black woman hate that black males have for black women and girls, by the killing of black women and girls that COVID exposed from 2020 all the way to 2024, black males who are super predators, like Hillary Clinton said, have taken the lives of over 200,000. I'm going to say that again so that it may register. They have voluntarily, out of anger, out of hate, out of disgust, and the mistreatment and the ability to not see black women as human beings, they have taken the lives of over 200,000 black women and girls, and have human trafficked over almost 100,000 young black girls. So when this lady is talking about what she believes to be the problems or the true reasons for the divide between especially black women and black males, she needs to add in the things I'm talking about, because black women are tired. We're tired of black males disrespecting us, dehumanizing us, demeaning us, and always trying to blame all of their dysfunction on us, trying to piece together and hold on to the community. In this video, this woman has never mentioned the fact that 99.9% of black women, when they live in households with black males, extended relationships, friendships, significant others, husbands, wives, boyfriends, whatever, right? Those women suffer unimaginable amounts of domestic violence. Their children suffer unimaginable amounts of sexual assault, violence, and rape by these black males that black America wants to treat like their fucking black pet. You know, when I watch TV, it's not lost on me that every commercial that has a token black is always some black fucking male. And never is the black woman or the black girl presented in these commercials or in these spaces where the token black person is needed in a positive light, outside of being portrayed as the fucking sidekick to some white bitch or some other white scenario. But whenever it comes to this black male who is the coon of all coons, right? The black male who does not know what it is to be a man, to represent, stand strong, and to provide for black women and children, or to create and continue building their communities the way every other male in this world does. They take great comfort, these black males, in creating videos, red pill videos, manosphere talking point videos, dead ass faggot Kevin Samuel videos where they spew nothing but hatred towards black women and call for our deaths, and for people to attempt to do all types of unspeakable things to us, because we as black women now, those of us who are not male identified and who do not worship black males, are tired of dealing with them, because they literally do nothing for the black community, the so-called black family, and definitely not black women or little girls. They have this misogynistic points of view and belief in the world where only black males count and little black boys, and the only thing black girls and black women are good for is being fucked, being raped, being abused, and being used as a resource for whatever it is they want to aspire or obtain in the world. And you are not allowed your own personal space, your own ability to grow high self-esteem or be comfortable in your own skin. They have a sense of misogynistic black woman hate, anti-blackness, entitlement to black women and girls where they can never just leave us be. They have to always go out of their way to try to be the fucking black dude pretending to be a white overseer when it comes to black women and little girls. They hate to see us happy. They hate to see us enjoying life with a real man that wants to actually love us and consider our worth and value. They do nothing but hate shame, sex shame, body shame, hair shame, makeup shame, our whole character assassination shame black women. They do this 24 hours a day, 365 days of the week on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and whatever else. They did it so much, and they killed black women and girls so much, that as a result of COVID, the FBI literally had to investigate YouTube, investigate TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, for these maniac, fucking psycho, red pill cell members who were nothing short of fucking domestic terrorists when it came to black women and girls. They were then and they still are. There's a huge crisis this black woman didn't talk about in this so-called gender war or breaking up of the so-called black family, right? Where she's not talking about the fact that Milwaukee, Wisconsin is the #1 state in America where a black woman is the least safe. These black males in that state and in this country in total, they kill a black woman and a little girl every 4 to 5 hours of a day. Every fucking day. And if you don't believe me, go on the FBI site and look up black femicide and look at the numbers. Go to the coroner's office website for every state in this nation and see how many black women are killed by black males by gunshot, over 100 stab wounds, having their throats sliced, having items impaled in their heads, having little girls raped and ravished and shot in their face, in their head, by their stepfathers, their biological fathers, their mother's boyfriends. And it is disgusting. And it is something that no one is talking about, and that this woman didn't mention when she's talking about what she believes to be the division among us. And it's funny how when you have all these women that are always talking about the black crisis or social condition, they never mention how detrimental, dangerous, and deadly these black males are to black women and little girls every day. Do any of you go on the black femicide channels like Gritty, Black Girl Lost, Black Girl Gone, Leah Gordon, Viral Crimes, Crazy Crimes? There are over 100 black femicide channels because there are that many dead black women and girls that these black males have killed. Those are the real reasons why there is a so-called gender war or divide, or, like I said, never been any such thing as a black family. There have always been pick-me's that allow their daughters to be raped by their husbands, fathers, and boyfriends, extended family members, male family members, and tell their daughters what goes on in this house stays in this house. There's always been tons of them. But that's not a family. That's a dysfunctional fucking situation of convenience, where the little girl is being served up to sexually please a capricious fucking male black animal. That's what's happening there. So when this lady is talking, I guess giving her opinion about what she's talking about here with this divide, she's leaving out all the important parts that black women always try to hide and act like are not a real part of our black women reality. And then think about how black women have to deal with such anti-blackness every day by every other woman in this country, every other man, and black males. And then we have to live in households with people who would not even breathe breath if we didn't push them out into this world, who hate the way our skin looks because it's black. Talk about how nappy and disgusting and hated our hair is, our features, because we're supposed to be ugly because we don't look like white women or Hispanics or Asians. And this is all because they have indoctrinated themselves into an inferiority complex in comparison to white people and the belief of white people's supposed superiority. These are all the things this black woman is not talking about that really is causing these issues. Black women are tired of living in households with black males who were beating black women down to the ground, busting their face up, breaking their eye sockets for punching them so hard and hitting them with objects, blunt force objects, during COVID, and recording the beating of these women and girls and literally killing them in their kitchen, and recording the bodies laid out on the floor, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the driveway, in the back room, in the hallway right by the closet, for everybody on YouTube to see, or Facebook, because like that idiotic black male teen that for no reason besides watching videos from Tommy Sotomayor, Kevin Samuels, Anton Daniels, and many other black males that spewed black women hatred every day, he for no reason at all took a handgun and shot his grandmother in the head and several other women, only women family members, in his home in Florida. And then once he thought that his grandmother was dead, told the deputies as they were arresting him and taking him out of the house, "I won the game because I killed the black queen." You see, these are the things that cause these divides among black women and black males. Oh, and then there are also the many humiliating, disrespecting videos they put online where they put a whole bunch of black women in a room and treat them like sex objects and rate their body parts and the color of their skin and decide which one they would have sex with immediately and which one could perform fellatio on them and who couldn't, based off of how unappealing or, in their opinion, unattractive just because she was black. These are all the things this black woman didn't mention in this video that we as black women who really tell the truth about our existence in this world don't give a fuck about what she's talking about, because what she's talking about ain't shit. And it's just some more fucking gaslighting that has been done on these fucking social media platforms since they originated. And I think it is about time that all black women get their heads together and get their shit right and join the West 4B movement and understand that the only way black women are going to get up out of poverty, stop being killed every 4 to 5 hours by these black males who hate black women and kill and sell our little girls into sex trafficking, prostitution, and who have lust for the fact that they want to fuck children, kill our little girls after they've raped them, cut their bodies up and stuff them into refrigerators after they've violated them. The only way that shit is going to stop is You must join the West 4B movement mentally and personally, where you no longer give birth to black males, you no longer date them, you don't marry them. And what is the other fourth one? You don't date them, you don't have sex with them, you don't marry them, you don't damn sure don't have children with them. You do not replicate the very thing, the beast that is killing you, hating you, and going along with the rest of the world in the hate that everyone has towards you. Black women are a gift given to this world by the universe itself. And yet we are the most hated, most despised, and most mistreated out of all women, who offer the most to all of humanity. And I think it is about time that black women stand up, respect the gift that the Divine Mother has given us, and we collectively take care of black women and girls and really start moving through this world as one unit to protect and sustain the progression of black women and girls. Because we have suffered the abuse of black males and everybody else in this world way too goddamn long. And I think that whenever these women make these videos about their opinion on the black family, they need to tell the black truth about just how abused and mistreated and neglected black women truly are. That is, if they could get past their black male worship, to tell the truth about other women who are being dehumanized, tortured, dismembered, violently killed, violently traumatized. She needs to tell the truth. It's not an equal playing field where black women are just feeling pissy or has a bad attitude. No. She has to be bad to survive the most hostile fucking world that any woman has ever had the unfortunate situation of having to live through. It's really fucked up, the things that this country, black males, and the anti-blackness and the anti-black women hate makes black women live through. And I only say that if things are to get worse and completely fall apart, I just wish black women to wake up and understand that if we are to survive whatever comes tomorrow, because I have no fear of it, right? We will need to stick together to take care of one another, because we have no one as an ally. The black male has always been a coon, always wanting to be a black overseer on black women and girls. So it is about time that black women like this woman, who is so concerned with these imaginary situations of, I guess she means the government or racist white people, creating these factors that divide and separate us. All they do is just stoke the hatred that's already there. They didn't create nothing. These black males been selling black women, abusing little girls since before Christ, and whatever other person that you could think about in history. They have never shown any love, worship, value, or respect for black women and girls. Not in any culture recorded in the history of this world have I seen it. All I've ever seen was abuse, read about abuse. Even as far back as ancient scrolls that I've read, abuse. So this lady has well missed the mark about why things are the way they are. They've always been like this. It's just these people these days, these white people who want everything in this country, they identify the thorn in your side that's already there, and they just push it a little deeper into your side. That's all. They work with what they got, and they exacerbate the problem. They exacerbate the issue. So no, I'm sorry. The only reason for all of this is black male hate towards black women and girls. That is the reason why black femicide is an American epidemic that is not had any attention, is not given any value. There have been more than 4 bills created to address it that have never passed the floor, a vote on the floor. There are black women gone missing and killed and dismembered and all types of stuff every day in every state throughout this country. And not one person talks about it on the news. Not one person puts together a rally for black femicide the way Rosa used to do. And nobody cares about the over 200,000 black women and girls that black males have killed and continue to kill every 4 to 5 hours of every day of every year you live. Maybe she should put that in her consideration the next time she talks about the not real black family.